Good evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Ann Powell, the WJTS News. Police in Orange County are on the lookout for two people involved in a shooting investigation. The shooting took place at the Walmart in Paoli on Wednesday night. Allison Shields and Bethany Berge, both of New Albany, are wanted for questioning. Pictures can be found on our website, WJTS.tv. They are believed to be driving a red Ford Focus with license plate number EGH612. If you have any information, contact Sergeant Brock Warney with the Indiana State Police at 812-482-1441 or contact Detective Dylan McClintock with the Paoli Police Department at 812-723-2836. The Princeton police officer who allowed a suspect to toss a bag of heroin before going to jail will not spend any time behind bars. Brant George pled guilty on Wednesday in exchange for a suspended 12-month sentence. George will have to do 40 hours of community service. Police say that George allowed a suspect to get rid of a bag of heroin on the way to jail back in 2019. George was facing a felony misconduct charge in the case, but pled guilty to a lesser charge. For the first time in months, DuBois County is reporting no new cases of COVID-19 or any related deaths. The Indiana State Department of Health updated their COVID-19 dashboard on Thursday. The countywide total of COVID-19 cases still stands at 5,839 and 106 deaths. The county's 7-day rolling average for all positive tests is still 4.6%. To see breakdown of the county's COVID-19 cases by age group and for more information, you can head to coronavirus.in.gov. The best way to protect yourself and others around you is by practicing social distancing, washing your hands frequently with soap and water, and to wear a mask. Pike County is applying for a grant to help businesses offset the challenges caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The county applied for a $250,000 grant this past week. The county received and applied for a $60,000 grant to help businesses just last year. And in this grant, 12 businesses received $5,000. And this new grant will likely help businesses in the same way. County officials will officially submit their application by March 11th. A winter storm that coated Indiana with heavy snow has disrupted thousands of COVID-19 vaccine appointments. The state health department's chief medical officer, Dr. Lindsay Weaver, announced Wednesday that over 80 clinics around the state closed because of the weather, and approximately 43,000 vaccine appointments will need to be rescheduled. Because vaccine shipments to Indiana were also delayed, the state is unable to expand vaccine eligibility to those 65 years and older until at least next week. Weaver added that the state will need a large influx of vaccines before widening eligibility to Hoosiers 50 years and older. Homes across the area still need to be aware of the natural gas shortage sweeping the Midwest. The cities of Jasper and Huntingburg are still under a natural gas emergency, and CenterPoint Energy, Indiana South customers, and Davies, Gibson, Knox, Martin, Pike, Posey, Spencer, Vandenberg, and Warwick counties are still being asked to reduce their natural gas use. Everyone is asked to set their thermostat to below 68 degrees, shut their blinds and shades to keep windows insulated, turn off and unplug all non-essential appliances, avoid using large appliances, and minimize electric light use. Schools are also asked to shut down, and reproduction is asked to stop at industrial and commercial businesses. For more energy-saving tips, you can visit vectren.com/save energy. Indiana cities will be largely blocked from regulating rental properties after state lawmakers voted to override the governor's veto. The Indiana House voted 67-32 on Wednesday to override the veto that Republican Governor Eric Holcomb issued back in March, following the end of the 2020 legislative session. The Senate has also voted the veto down last week, putting the prohibition into a law. Republican backers of the bill, pushed by the Indiana Apartment Association, argued that it prevents landlords from facing a hodgepodge of local regulations. Opponents maintain that it takes away the eligibility for local law officials to protect tenants from abusive landlords. The state is working on protecting the freedom of religion. With more on this, here's State Senator Mark Messmer.
Hello, this is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report. During an emergency, providing for the spiritual needs of a community can be just as essential as other forms of relief. A Gallup poll taken at the end of 2020 found that Americans who attend a weekly religious service are more likely than any other listed demographic group to say their mental health is excellent. This group is also the only listed demographic where the percent of members with excellent mental health went up in 2020. Unpredictability of the coronavirus put additional stress on many of us. Due to local and state restrictions, a number of Hoosiers were unable to take part in their normal religious activities to provide a sense of comfort and community. Senate Bill 263 would address this by banning state and local government from imposing restrictions on religious organizations and religious services that are more restrictive than those imposed on other businesses and organizations deemed essential services during a disaster. Under this bill, religious organizations could be subject to health, safety, and occupancy requirements during a disaster emergency, but these requirements would have to withstand the strict scrutiny legal test that the Constitution requires. Senate Bill 263 would add further protections to the freedom of religion guaranteed by the First Amendment of the United States and Article 1, Sections 2 and 3 of the Indiana Constitution. It's important to note that Senate Bill 263 does not mean religious organizations would be exempt from every regulation. Even during a state of emergency, our fundamental freedom of religious expression must continue to be protected and guaranteed. Church and other religious organizations are often among the most essential services in a community, providing shelters, financial assistance, outreach. Senate Bill 263 is not intended to be critical of the tough decisions that the governor and local officials have to make during the COVID-19 pandemic. Government leaders have had to make health orders without clear guidance on how they could be applied to religious organizations. Senate Bill 263 would provide clarity going forward for any emergency regulations on rules to religious organizations. As always, feel free to contact my office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov or by phone at 800-382-9467. This has been State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
Thank you, Senator. The Indiana Department of Transportation has announced a complete closure of the Hillcrest Road bridge spanning over US 50 in Vincennes, beginning on or around Friday, February 26. Contractors will close all lanes of the bridge to replace the bridge approach and repair the joints. The closure is expected to last for about 30 days, depending on weather conditions. Local traffic will have access up to the point of closure. No through traffic will be able to access the bridge during this time. There is no official state detour for the closure. However, there is an approved unofficial detour using State Road 67 and North Polage Road. NDOT urges drivers to slow down and stay alert near crews. If you're hiring, the Jasper Chamber of Commerce, DuBois Strong, and Grow Indiana Southwest are hosting a drive-through job fair next month. Employers can participate by creating an information sheet with open positions and how to apply, and bringing 100 copies of your information sheet to the Jasper Chamber by March 14th. And that's it. You don't need to attend the event, and afterwards, all resumes will be collected and shared with you. If you have any questions, call the Jasper Chamber of Commerce at 812-482-6966. The application process for the next future Habitat homeowner is now underway. Habitat for Humanity of DuBois County is accepting applications until Friday, March 19th. Applications can be printed off at the Habitat website at duboishabitat.org/apply for a home, or can be picked up at the Habitat for Humanity of DuBois County Restore between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Wednesday through Friday, and again on Saturdays from 9 to 3. The Restore is located at 4232 South 170 East in Huntingburg. Applications must be completed and received by mail and addressed to Habitat for Humanity of DuBois County, P.O. Box 149, Jasper, Indiana, 45747, or dropped off at the Restore during normal business hours. Homeowners are selected based on their needs for housing, ability to repay nonprofit mortgage, and the willingness to partner with Habitat. For more information, you can visit duboishabitat.org or call 812-482-5995. The Jasper Chamber of Commerce is asking for your help. The Chamber is partnering with Vincennes University Jasper to determine the community's educational, training, and learning needs. Residents are asked to fill out a survey to help determine what these needs are. A survey link is posted on our website, WJTS.tv. And stay tuned, your weekly forecasts and sports with Kirk Guxell are still to come here on the WJTS News.